Well, hello and welcome to the New Health Conversation podcast. And for all the censors who monitor the community guidelines, we always start out by telling you that we only quote from peer-reviewed medical studies. Nothing that we talk about is an opinion. Nothing we talk about is a claim. All this information is available to the general public, anybody watching our podcast. On our website, the only thing there is the information. There's nothing to buy. There are no products to sell. We're researchers and scientists bringing this knowledge to the world about diets, health, and nutrition. So I always like to let you know that nothing we do is a claim. Everything's backed up. It's all safe. It's all published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, okay? So, hello, Robert. Hello, I play games. Hello, Gracie, Empress, Karina. Hello, everybody. So what do you all think about that? How about losing 20 to 40 pounds in a month? It's rapid, safe weight loss it's a non-diet miracle proven in 10 published peer-reviewed human trial studies. And you're going to find how did he lose? He lost 40 pounds in a month. 40 pounds, everybody. What do you all think about that? Is that not just crazy? I'd love for anybody to comment. But let's look at some of the women just to let you know. So let's just start out with Kristen. She lost 21 pounds, 38 inches in 30 days. And then Julie lost 35 pounds and 37 inches in 30 days. And then April, my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. None of them were allowed to exercise. It was not about counting calories. It wasn't a diet. There's no products to buy. It's new food groups that these top researchers in the world put together, and then they created a whole new way of consuming food. I'm going to explain all that to you in a moment, but first I just wanted to show you some of the headlines so you could see. Or like Janet here. She lost 100 pounds and she's kept it off for 12 years. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. Do you agree? And she lost, what did she lose? 6 inches on her waist and 3 inches on her neck in the first 5 days. 13 pounds gone in just 11 days. So she lost 100 pounds and she's kept it off for 12 years. So again, I'd love for anybody, hello, Dawn. I'd love for any of you to comment about what do you think? Is this even possible? Is it fake? Is it Photoshop? No, it's not. And then look at Curtis, everybody. He's a 65-year-old man, 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. And look at his blood work. A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides 242 to 124. Now, I know what all of you want to know is how in the world did they do this? It is not a diet. It's not about counting calories. It's not paleo or keto or Mediterranean. None of those diets work. I'm going to show you the medical proof behind it. You're also going to learn today there are 3 or 4 primary reasons why your diets are failing you and why so many people are overweight. Do you realize in 4 years, Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese? Do you really think your diets, what do you have to do? Michelle, I'm going to explain it to you right now. Give me 1 second. So first of all, Michelle, are you looking to lose weight? And I'd love to know, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'd like to know how tall are you, how much you weigh, and I'll tell you realistically how quickly you could lose it. And also keep in mind, Michelle, to keep it off. This picture you're looking at is 8 or 9 years ago. She's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what's so different about this. It's not a diet. So if you don't mind, Michelle, and I'll still go ahead and explain it because we have lots of people that want to know what in the heck did she do. So let's talk about this. First of all, who invented it? This was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They'd done 40 years of study, 100 studies of every diet out there. And what they concluded was no diet, they couldn't find a diet that ever worked long term. And there was a fundamental flaw in all the diets that all you're on, and the fundamental flaw is simple. You're all counting calories. Well, guess who can't count a calorie? Your body. So it's all upside down what we've been doing. So the researchers said, wait a minute, we're going to come up with a protocol, no counting calories. Only thing we're going to count on is what your body needs and what your body uses to be alive. And there are 3 things. Air, they don't provide. Water, they don't provide. But nutrition. And they put together a food list that you would get for free. You literally would take it to your grocery store. If you took 30% of what you spent last month at the grocery store, if you took 30% of what you spent, that's all you're going to buy on this. And you're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of giving you calorie counts, they give you serving sizes. Does this make sense to everybody? No calorie counting. This is not a diet, okay? The other 70% of what she bought didn't come from the grocery store. It came directly from these other researchers who came from around the world from Russia, from Mongolia, from Tibet, from South America, New Zealand, that represented huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller quantities of food. This was very important. This whole premise was based on making sure you had enough nutrition in your body that your brain would not think you were starving to death from a nutritional standpoint of view. So here's what's happening to you in all these diets. All you're doing on a diet, typically, you're lowering the amount of food you're consuming. At the same time, you're lowering the amount of nutrition. The brain figures you're starving to death and shuts down your ability to access the fuel in your fat cell and turns to your muscles for fuel. On all these diets, you're losing 25 to 40% of what you're losing is your lean muscle mass. That's why you all complain to us about how much fat you have on your body, not just how many pounds you've gained, right? So the researchers, they found these other researchers who'd gone to these faraway locations to get huge amounts of nutrition, but in smaller amounts of food. Then, based on this new premise, they created a new way of eating food. I'm not kidding you. They got a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office called protein pacing. What the hell is that? 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods around the world for breakfast, no food from the grocery store, lunch from the grocery, dinner from the grocery store, and a fourth meal after dinner. And it was 4 meals, not 3, not 2, not 1, 4 meals a day. Nothing like this stupid time-restricted eating nonsense, okay? Then what they did, 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store at all. All she did was consume these foods from around the world, but this time she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half to 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. But here was the big news. This is not a diet. What is it? It's a detox. And I can say that because the researchers had done blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis to prove this was assisting the body in removing chemicals from the body, which we're all consuming and storing where? Inside our fat cells. If you look at her stomach on day 1, let me get out of the way, look at her stomach on day 30, look at that tremendous shrinkage. That's the body detoxing. So the fat cell acts like a balloon. So in comes the chemical, the body takes the chemical and shoves it inside the fat cell, and the fat cell expands. Don't let anybody tell you burn fat. That's a complete and utter lie. There's no such thing as burning fat on a diet or on exercise. Your fat cells, you're born with the same number of fat cells, you die with the same number of fat cells, and over the course of your life, your fat cells can expand or contract. Thank goodness on this, they're contracting. Every person. Do you know they measured, she lost no water weight up to 21 pounds, and she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise. They actually wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising, not that the research were against exercise. So number 1, this is a detox. Secondly, what they saw for the first time in history, they proved inflammation came down 25% in 30 days. This has never been seen before. And third, she was able to keep it off. See, it's almost like the weight loss is like, we know that's going to happen. That's your given. But what good is it to lose the weight and gain it all back? You've all gone through that. You've seen your friends do it. That's what's happening in these shots. Do you know people coming off the shot are gaining as much as a half a pound a day? We'll talk about the shots here in just a minute. But what I want you to zero in on, this was the most comprehensive study ever done on weight loss, nutrition, and health. Massive scientific data and developed. So this does work. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's not some joke. This is because we don't sell you anything. We don't have any products. There are no products to buy. The researchers don't sell you anything. 30% of what you spend at your grocery store. You get the grocery list. And the other 70% you're buying directly from these other researchers who sell to you directly the foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And then we coach you. Look at that. Visit the New Health Conversation. Free medical website to go to. And right above it, free coaching. We coach you for free. There's none of this nonsense where you got to buy an app and they're going to give you recipes for 3 months or 6. It makes me irritated. This is not one. How come they're not holding up any medical evidence? Because they don't have any. It's nonsense. You're all following You're chasing windmills thinking you're going to count calories and lose weight or do time-restricted eating or paleo, keto, or any of these diets. None of them work. My God, in 4 years, 86% of you are going to be overweight and obese. Yeah, I get really animated. I'm sorry. I'm fighting for all of you. Somebody has to do it. This is a catastrophe. My God, in 4 years, John Hopkins says 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese. Do you think diets are working? Any of you, do you really think that? How crazy is this? How crazy? Bloomed in Jen Jones, Sweet Quest, Lots of people on here. Yeah, let's get some. Oh, we got 1,300 likes already. Listen, I'm fighting for all of you. Stop counting calories. My God, stop. But it's not me saying that. Who's saying stop counting calories? Harvard Medical School. Stop counting calories. They said, we've been taught that losing weight is a matter of simple math. Cut calories 3,500, you lose a pound. But as it turns out, experts are learning that this decades-old strategy is totally misguided. That's Harvard Medical School, for crying out loud. But there's a lot more evidence. Let's look at this. Let's look at, hold on, I got to find it here. I got it somewhere. Oh, here's a big study, why you shouldn't count calories. These are the experts saying this. Listen to this. Truth is, calorie counting is a terrible approach for weight loss. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who count or restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. Is that what you want to do? But that's what you're doing here, ladies and gentlemen. 2/3 of you are going to gain more weight than you lost. Another big study, same thing. The science behind diets don't work, okay? This study, they said our experts found that despite all the ads that say otherwise, it's very rare for people to lose weight and keep it off for good. Not only that, again, 2/3 of people who diet regain more weight than they originally lost, ending up at a higher weight than where they started. And a review of more than 30 long-term studies showed that going on a diet actually causes weight gain. The more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. What in the hell are you all doing? I'm serious. What are you doing? You're counting calories. You think these diets are going to work? I'll give you more evidence. Here's a 12-month study in the Journal of the American Medical Association. 12 months. Titled, oh, sorry, I picked up the wrong study. Here it is. Titled, Comparison of Weight Loss Among Named Diet Programs in Overweight or Obese Adults. This is a Journal of the American Medical Association, one of the biggest medical journals in the world. 12-month study. They looked at 48 different weight loss studies, 7,286 people. In 12 months, some of these diets in 12 months, and they've named them all, keto, paleo, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, et cetera, et cetera. The weight loss was pitiful. It was as little as 11 pounds in a year, and the most anybody lost was 16 pounds in a year. It didn't matter what the diet was, and 25 to 40% of what everybody lost was lean muscle mass. That's what you're doing to yourselves unknowingly. You're actually making yourself unhealthy by going on these diets, because what you're losing on a diet, 25 to 40% of your lean muscle mass, not only does it slow down your metabolism, and that's why you gain all the weight back, but it slows down your own immune system. So going on these diets, you're actually making yourselves unhealthy. Does this make sense? Oh, Sweet Quest says, I found the digital version. Okay, so yeah, this is a magazine article she's talking about. Women's World. It was June 9th this year. Major article. So Sweet Quest, wasn't it an amazing article? Did you like it? So she said there's a digital version. Apparently you can still get it online. And they did a big story. And by the way, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, everybody. The mom and daughter on here, the daughter is a nurse, 57 years old. She lost 50 pounds in like 3 months. The mom ended up losing 104 pounds in a little over a year, and they both kept it off for 3 years, and I did coach both of these women. This is the #1 women's magazine in the world. You think you get on the cover of that if this is fake, if it's not real? You all have this unbelievable opportunity to change your lives. Or you can go and follow the influences that you're all following and say, listen to me. You don't have to, of course. I'm not your boss. I'm a scientist. I'm a researcher. Just so you know, I'm not just some guy. I've written 4 best-selling books to some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on public broadcasting. I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America. I did over 1,500 live lectures around the world at universities and hospitals and towns. They even flew me to China. I was a keynote speaker at Autism One in Chicago 2 years in a row, the largest autism conference in the world. But do you know, for 21 or 22 years of my career, with all these before and afters, you know what that meant in the medical world? 0. Why? Because there were no published peer-reviewed human trial studies. There's 10 of them. You can go to the website, and I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show everybody the website. Look at this. And people are jumping off before they even know. You could change your life in the next 5 minutes. You're too busy to not find out how to do this? Really? But for the rest of you that are serious, Google the New Health Conversation. There's the link. and it'll take you right to the website. And there's nothing to buy on that website, only the medical proof, including number one, which is a podcast with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. If you go there, we will not contact you. Absolutely not. Why would we need to contact you when there's the medical proof included? Look, number three, you actually can go see the medical studies. We're not hiding anything. We're totally transparent. It's 100% free to go there. And then if you do go and you like what you see, scroll down, look, free coaching. The coaching's free. How much is the coaching? Zero. How much is the consultation? Zero. How much is long-term coaching? Zero. How much is it teaching to go to maintenance? Zero. I see people wanting to sell you, what? You're going to buy an app to get recipes? Really? But are those recipes taken into the fact that our food in North America, even organic, is almost nutritionally bankrupt? That a bowl of spinach in 1957 compared to 2020, the iron levels in spinach, according to Cornell University, have decreased, you ready for this, everybody, by 4,300%. They estimate an orange from 30 years ago today to equal the nutrition. You got to eat about 6 oranges and about a dozen apples. This whole thing about eating, I eat organic, but 200 studies proved it was slightly better nutritionally than regular food. We've ruined the soil in North America, in case you didn't know. And now we're doing it around the world. That's why these researchers only let them have 30% of what they consume was at the grocery store. So JG8, I got it from my library. Oh, Sweet Quest, okay. JG8, I paid $287. JG18, okay, she said she paid $287. There you go. I paid $187, JG. I'm not, then you didn't buy the same thing. I don't know what you're talking about. So you have me confused, I'm sorry. So JG8, didn't you get a free coach? You could have scrolled down and got a free coach. Because look, we got kids as young as 2 doing this. We got a lady 91 years old. They're not the same, they don't do the same regimen. It's completely different. So I'm just confused, JG8 or JG815, I paid $187 from your post. I'm confused. I'm sorry, everybody. But anyway, who would else like? So let me show you some of the other pictures. Look at this, Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days. No exercise. You think some diet does this? Really? Do you? And she lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. No, Lino, not the my, it's the. Look at it right there. See above her head? Lino, look at her head, the new health conversation. That's what you do on Google. You go to Google, you type in the, not the my. You won't get to the website if you do the. It's the new health conversation. It'll come up in Google. There it is. See it? And then there's the website. There's nothing to buy there. The only thing on there is the medical proof, including an interview with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world, and the medical studies there. There's a 20-minute explanation of more in detail of what they did on a daily basis. We're not scamming you. We don't sell anything. We're educating you. We're making you aware. Now, if you don't want to take advantage of that, that's up to all of you. But look at this. This is a great story. 200 pounds in a year. No loose skin, no surgery of any kind. Am I being filtered? I don't know. Well, the link in the bio is the new health conversation, just to let you all know, right there, the new health conversation. You can see it right above her head. Isn't that amazing, everybody? Isn't that just great? Am I being filtered? I don't think so. Not that I can see. I don't think there's anything you said that would make you filtered. Hey, we're at 1,900 likes. Can we get some more taps on the screen? Come on, everybody. We've only been on 19 minutes and we almost have 2,000 likes. That's a really good thing. So let's come back to this for a moment. So we got new people on, off. People stay for like 2 seconds because they probably think, I'm just curious to all of you, what is piquing your interest? Share with me, because that makes it more effective for what I can share with you, all of you, right? So who else would like to, we're at 2,000 likes. Thank you all. Keep tapping on your screen. So who else would like to ask me a question? We got lots of people on here, on and off. I mean, they come on, they come off, they come on, they come off, they don't stay. But so for all of you, what's piquing your interest? Do you want to know how she lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in just 30 days with no exercise, lost no water weight, and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise? I know it sounds like science fiction, but you got to understand what's so different. We have 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies proving that this is safe and it's real and nothing is made up. I'd ask all of you, if you would be so kind, put in the chat anybody you're following that has one shred of medical evidence. Who would it be? Why are you following all these people that don't have any and they're nice people, I see them. I don't want to disparage anybody, but just from a scientific standpoint of view, let's take all the emotions out of it. If you're following someone that doesn't have one shred of medical evidence versus, and this is not our research and we don't sell anything, but this protocol is the first one ever to be published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world because it's safe and it works and everybody's looking for a solution. Hey, AJ. How are you? I didn't realize that was who you were. Sorry. Now I know, of course. I'm sorry. It's been a long time. I haven't seen you in, gosh, I'll bet it's close to a month. How you doing? Oh, see, that's why you were asking, am I being filtered? No, I don't think so. I doubt that. Who else would like to ask me a question? Look, here's the deal. You can lose 20 or 40 pounds in a month. That's not a joke. This gentleman here, Curtis, he lost 40 pounds and 52 inches in a month. And people lost more than that. Andy here, he lost 45 pounds and 60 inches in a month. 45 pounds, 60 inches in a month. And then look at this couple. This is great. Michael and Sheila, he lost 15 pounds. She lost 10 pounds in the first 11 days. But in 5 months, they each lost over 60 pounds. I think she lost 62 and he lost 65. And by the way, you can see they've kept it off for 2.5 years. See, this is not a short range deal. This is not a diet. It's not like you go on it, you lose the weight. If you want, there's a really simple maintenance program where you can maintain. I lost 40 pounds 23 years ago. I've kept it off in 7 weeks, by the way, 40 pounds in 7 weeks. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what it should excite any of you. So who else would like to ask a question? Can we get some more taps on that screen? We're at 2,100 likes. Come on, I know we can do better than that. So who else would like to ask me a question? Or let's see. Look at, where is he? Ken. Look at this, 34 pounds in 29 days. Look at the change in his body, everybody. 34 pounds in 29 days. He lost over a pound a day, not a week. You're all used to losing maybe a half to a pound a week. Do you all agree? Look at this. Now, unless you think it's photoshopped or hacked, it's not. These are real pictures. These are real people. And it's all backed in these medical studies. 10 of them, not 2 or 1, 10. The one study that was one of the journals that this was published in called Obesity, which is the #1 journal that goes all the obese people in the world. This was published in late 2024, this study. It was the #1 downloaded weight loss nutrition physiology study in the whole world. In the whole world. That's what this is. This isn't some diet. This is not about counting calories. Hell no. And there's no exercise. Now, it doesn't mean you can't exercise. Don't hear me say that. They eliminated exercise from all these people because they wanted to make sure you wouldn't say, oh, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. There was no exercise allowed. Now, you certainly can exercise. Listen, everybody, the website right above his head, the New Health Conversation, it's free to go there. We're not going to contact you if you go there. But if you go there and you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free consultation and coaching the whole time for free. Not just the consultation, but the whole time. We got coached. You've never done anything like this before. So it's important how you do it, not just what you're going to be consuming. There's no products to buy from us. You're buying food from the grocery store and food from these other suppliers or researchers. And that's it. There's no tricks. So Tibber had you. So anyway, if I mispronounce your name, I'm really sorry. But it looks like, I think it's Tibor, isn't it? Tibor Hadju. Okay, well, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. But who else has a question? Again, let's start all over. You can lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month. It's not fake. He lost 40 pounds in a month. 40 pounds. He's 65 years old with no exercise. And that's not even the best part of his story. The best part of his story is his medical changes, which I'll show you in a moment. But just everybody stop for a moment. Look at that. You can lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month, rapid, safe weight loss with a non-diet miracle proven in 10 published peer-reviewed human trial studies. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? You're skeptical. I get it. That's why very few people stick. But this is the real proof, everybody. There's no point in putting up there, oh, you're going to lose 5 pounds in a month. That's a joke. On average, people losing at least 5 pounds a week. No, God, no. Herbalife couldn't even come close to this. The other thing, JG815, Herbalife, not one peer-reviewed human trial medical study. It contains soy protein. Let's let you know, no person should ever put soy in their body, just to let you know. It's not even in the same planet. They don't have one shred of medical evidence. If you could produce medical evidence, I'd love to see it. But no, it's not Herbalife. It has nothing to do with that. Completely different. This is the first time in history that a weight loss protocol has been published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Nothing against them. It's just not, it's not this. It's not even close. It's not even on the same planet. Just to let you know. That was a good question, JG815. I'm happy you asked it. Look, I don't want to disparage. Look, let me say this to you, all of you. Whatever diet you're on, think you're on, etc., I don't really care. My job is I'm not trying to convince you or unconvince you or whatever. What I'm going to do is show you the medical proof. So I said in the beginning, there's 3 or 4 reasons why diets don't work. The number one reason is that our food in North America is becoming all but nutritionally bankrupt. Now, what that means is, even when you do organic, the amount of nutrition that's in the food, it's about a 40% decline in the last 30 years, the amount of nutrition in our food. So part of the only reason you ever get hungry, the only reason, it has nothing to do with calorie counting, it has to do with nutrition. That's the only thing your brain knows is nutrition. It doesn't know calories, it doesn't count calories, it doesn't give a damn about a calorie, okay? So what happens is when you go on a diet and you reduce the amount of food you're consuming, you're also reducing the amount of nutrition. And as a result, your brain thinks you're starving to death and immediately stops accessing the fuel inside your fat cell and turns to your muscles for fuel, slowing down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. But more importantly, it also slows down your own immune system, okay? So the thing that made this different was the researchers limited the amount of food he consumed. He got a grocery list, but only 30% of whatever he bought at his grocery store last month, he was buying this month from a dollar amount. He had no calorie counting. No one was allowed to count calories. They gave him serving sizes. And what foods did they pick? The researchers picked the food he consumed. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. And instead of giving him calorie counts, they gave him serving sizes. So if it was protein, how many ounces? If it was a vegetable, was it a third or half a cup? All laid out. You get it for free. Exactly what we got. Here it is. Boom, we hand it to you. You go to your grocery store, 30% of which is spent last month at your grocery store. But the other 70%, and here's what would separate it from Herbalife or anybody else. The other foods they use came from other researchers who've gone around the world to places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition and nutrients in some cases from these blue zones in the world, you've probably read about it, where people live to be 100 years old. I want to put that stuff in my body. What about you? So now they had the foods, 30% from the grocery store and 70% from these exotic foods around the world. Then they invented a new way of eating. Yeah, they actually got a registered trademark for this new way of eating called protein pacing. Herbalife doesn't have anything like that. Nobody does. These researchers created this and they got a registered trademark. They have no products to sell. They don't have a company. They're scientists. They've done 100 studies over 40 years, thousands of people on every diet out there and proving no diet ever worked long term. So the key was, real simple key. The main thing is we want to make sure you always have enough nutrition that your brain will never think there's not enough fuel to run all your organs. That was the basic premise. So what they did, the new way of eating, 5 days a week, they let her have 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods around the world, what the researchers called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. That's the only thing, not calories. Not counting calories. Well, what do you count a calorie for? Does anyone even know the definition of a calorie? Do any of you know the medical definition of a calorie? I'd love for you to put it in the chat. I've had 12 people get it right, over 1,000 podcasts in the last year or so that I've done. Because I do 3 or 4 days, 7 days a week, you do the math. You're all counting. I didn't know what a calorie was 24 years ago, so don't feel bad. But why are you counting calories, everybody? No, I'd love for someone to tell me. Why are you counting calories? Because your trainer told you? Or someone told you? The fact they would even tell you that is ridiculous. The human body has no idea what a calorie is. It can't count calories. The only thing it cares about is nutrition. So the point is that the researchers, they tried to do this with like organic food. It didn't work. There wasn't enough nutrition, or they had to give people so much food to get enough nutrition that they couldn't lose weight. The key here was they were able to give you less food but more nutrition. Then they invented a new way of eating. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods around the world for breakfast. That was breakfast, no food from the grocery store. Lunch from the grocery, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after. Imagine being on a diet eating 4 meals a day, 4 meals. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand that represented huge amounts of nutrition, but in smaller quantities of food. Then they did the medical research. This is the most comprehensive medical research that's ever been done on diets, exercise, nutrition, whatever you want to call it. They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition, liver enzymes. I mean, every test you can imagine. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides. So the first thing they determined was this is a detox. Now, what do I mean by that? In case you didn't know it, we're living in a toxic world. You're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals on a daily basis, and your body, to protect you, takes the chemical and stuffs it in your fat, specific kind of fat around the organ that's called your visceral fat. It's not up for debate. We know this. And what happens as the body stores these chemicals inside the fat cells expand. That's why you all complain about how much fat you have in your body, not just how much weight you've gained, right? Look at his stomach on day 1, look at his stomach on day 30. That's with no exercise. Yes, that's right. And weight gain after muscle mass loss is pure body fat. Well, you don't add body fat, the body fat expands. That's what happens. You can't lose fat cells in diet or exercise. No, that's physical impossibility. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with the same number, so it's the expansion or contraction of the fat cells. But yes, losing lean muscle mass makes you really unhealthy. Not only does it slow down your metabolism, but most importantly, it slows down your own immune system for all of you, okay? So, anyway, so in the tests, they proved this was removing chemicals from the body. But they also proved this protocol lowered inflammation 25% in 30 days. People's hunger, 40% came down in a month. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all came down. Diabetics on this, the need for insulin came down 41% in a month. No one's ever seen results like this ever in history. So the point is that you all have an amazing opportunity to go to the website for free. See it right there above our head, the New Health Conversation. Everybody see that? It's free to go there. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof. And if you like what you see, then you can scroll down and you decide if you want to coach. The coaching's free, the consultation and the coaching the whole time. I mean, I see people are shelling out money for recipes. Really? I mean, with all due respect, and there's not one shred of, they're holding up before and after, oh, this person lost 50 pounds. There's no medical proof behind it. But the problem is that 2/3 of that 50 pounds, they're going to gain 60 back. I mean, it's another diet. This is going to change the world. This is going to make every diet obsolete. Period. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. Let me adjust the camera. Look at her hips. How do I get out of the way? Sorry, there we go. Look at her hips. And her stomach on day 1 and then on day 30. You think that's with no exercise. No exercise allowed. They were Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. Who's interested in this? It's amazing how many people don't even stay to find out how she did it, because I think they probably think it's fake. It's not fake. It's just mind-boggling that people don't, I guess they don't believe it's real. Maybe that's the only thing that I can attribute it to, right? So who else would like to ask me a question? All I can tell you is, everybody, it really now is possible to lose between 20 and 40 pounds a month, 20 to 40 pounds in a month with no exercise, no loss of water, while gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with absolutely no physical exercise at all. So anybody scrolling, what do you think about that? 20 to 40 pounds in a month. Again, 20 to 40 pounds in a month, rapid, safe weight loss. It's a non-diet, no calorie counting, no dieting, no exercise. It's a medical miracle is the best way to think about it. And there's no products. The other thing I want you to understand, there's nothing to buy here. 30% of what you would buy, you buy from your grocery store because you got to eat. And the other 70% of the food you buy in a month, you buy directly from these researchers who'd gone around the world for 20 years to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food. And then they invented a new way of eating. That's exactly what he did. Or what she did, 21 pounds in a month, no exercise, and she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise. So please, any of the new people, would you like to know how she did it? Let me know. I don't want to repeat for the people that have been on here, and we're at 2,100 likes already. Come on, let's get some more taps on that screen. Let's get that thing up to at least 3,000. So we got some new people. So with the new people on here, would you like to know how she did this? It's not a diet. It's not about counting calories. She was not allowed to exercise. This makes every diet obsolete. Every diet. No diet. Because diets just don't work. I mean, they just don't. I mean, when you got people, and I have it right here, Harvard Medical School, stop counting calories. Harvard Medical School. They were a bastion of calories in, calories out. They all were. Now they've all changed their mind. I mean, Harvard said the idea of a calorie in. Whoops. Got internet issues here. Hold on one second. Harvard Medical School, the idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not just antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's inner food, not how much food we're consuming. It's exactly what these researchers did, and they have nothing to do with Harvard. Do any of you really think, I'd love for you to put it in the chat, that diets work? Whatever diet you're on, I'd love to know. I really would. I'm very open to the idea. If you can produce medical evidence that whatever diet you're on is going to work long term, you're going to fly in the face of all this. I've got medical research coming out my ears. And they're all saying the same thing. I mean, here's another one. Now, this is from a bunch of researchers. Wait till you hear this. The deadly delusion of calorie counting. Abandon calorie counting now. Calorie counting is a dangerous fraud. The body completely ignores calories, which are merely a lab-invented unit of energy with no corresponding biological sense or mechanism. Instead, the body craves essential air, water, and nutrition to function. Where hunger acts as a signal for nutrient deficiencies, not calorie deficiencies, rendering calorie tracking not just ineffective, but a harmful distraction that perpetuates obesity cycles and dieting failures. What they're telling you is going on diets is perpetuating the obesity because 2/3 are going to gain more weight than you lose. That's not my opinion. That's the reality. What in the world are we doing? Calories in, calories out, diet and exercise, energy deficiency. It's all nonsense. There's no proof. There's no proof that any diet is working, anybody. None. Who wants to know of the new people? 21 pounds in 30 days. I can go through it in a couple minutes. Let me know if you want to know. Put it in the chat, everybody, please. I'm just curious. New people coming on. Do you want to know how she lost 21 pounds in a month? But better than that, look at this. You can lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month. I'm not kidding you. He lost, I'm going to show you he lost, whoops, what did I do? Hold on just a second. He lost, look, 40 pounds in a month. He's 65 years old and wasn't allowed to exercise. It's not photoshopped, it's real. Look at his blood work. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides, 242 to 124. 30 days, 40 pounds? Really? You think we made this up? We didn't make up a darn thing. And it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's safe, it's real, it's backed up by medical studies. Published in the biggest medical journals in the world. What are you following? Who are you following? I haven't seen one of these people have one shred of medical evidence when they're advising you about, oh, do paleo, do keto, do time-restricted eating. We'll sell you some apps and you get some recipes and then you get a coach. What? What? It's ridiculous. In 4 years, they're saying 86% of you will be overweight or obese in 4 years. Johns Hopkins Medical School. Does that sound to you like the diet you're on now is going to work long term? Never. As a matter of fact, this one. Why you shouldn't count calories. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. Even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count or restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. The research is telling you that you're going to end up weighing more than what you did when you started. This is just nuts. It's crazy. And we keep doing it. The definition of insanity. Why do we go to Barnes & Noble? Look at how many different diets there are. If any of them worked, they'd have $1 trillion company. Ask yourself that question. If any of these diets worked, if they really worked long term, somebody would have $1 trillion company. Why do we keep coming up with new diets every week? Because all the old ones don't work long term. How many of the old diets are gone, like the South Beach? I mean, maybe it's still around, I don't even know, but the South Beach diet, years ago it was the Scarsdale diet and Atkins. None of them ever worked long term. These people, just Shield now, okay. So let me explain to all of you what they did. I want to know, everybody's saying that. Okay, so give me about 2 or 3 minutes. Don't get impatient and jump off anyone before I get all the way through. It's unfair to you. So I'll talk as fast as I can, I promise. This was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They were voted. They have no products. There are no products to buy in this protocol. They had done they were paid to do analysis of about every kind of diet over there. They did 100 studies in 40 years and they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. So what they said was the reason diets fail is pretty simple. You're all counting calories. The human body has no idea what a calorie is. It's the dumbest thing any of us ever came up with. I counted calories years ago because I didn't know. The researchers said we're going to create a program with no calorie counting at all. Now, keep in mind, they're researchers. They don't have a product. They don't have a company. They're research scientists in the field of weight loss, nutrition, and physiology. So they put together a grocery list that you would get, that she got, but only 30% of what you or she bought last month, you'd buy this month. So whatever dollars you spent, take 30% or yen, whatever currency you're in, I don't care. That's all you're going to spend. But what would you get for that? No calorie counting and a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving sizes, not calories. Does everybody get that? Not calories. No calorie counting, okay? The other 70% of the money she had left went to buy these other foods or nutrients from these other researchers who'd gone around the world for 20 years to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition but smaller quantities of food. Remember, your body doesn't give a damn about a calorie, doesn't count them. The only thing it cares about and the only thing that keeps us alive is air, water, and what? Nutrition. So the problem is when you go on these diets, let me plug my computer in here so it doesn't die. When you go on a diet, think about what you're doing. You're reducing the amount of food you're consuming, but by definition, you're reducing the amount of nutrition. That's why the researchers concentrated solely on nutrition. So now they had 30% of the grocery store from your grocery store and 70% from these exotic foods around the world, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Then they put together a new way of eating. They actually got a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office. Wait till you hear this. It's called protein pacing. 5 days a week, they let her have 4 meals a day. She started with these, what the research called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint of view. There's so much nutrition in those foods, they said, unless you're on a doctor's prescription for low iron or calcium, you need no supplements moving forward. Just these food groups. Okay? That was breakfast. Lunch from the grocery store list that you would get, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meals. So 5 days out of 7 until you lose your weight, you're going to have 4 meals a day. Got it? 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods from around the world, or the world's most perfect meal. But this time, you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're going to eat every hour and a half to 2 hours. Do you know that diabetics on this, there were no insulin spikes? You've got to understand there were people who weighed 400 pounds. They weren't hungry. If I could teach you nothing else, it's this. You've never, ever, ever, ever been hungry for a calorie. Your brain has no idea what a calorie even is. Why would you count calories? Only thing your brain knows is nutrition, because it's the nutrition that keeps us alive. It runs our brain, our heart, our kidney, our liver, our spleen. It doesn't run on calories. It runs on nutrition, okay? So what they did the most extensive medical research ever done on diets and health. And they did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition, muscle composition, fat composition, liver enzymes, blood pressure, blood sugar, a whole battery of tests. This wasn't about how much weight you could lose. It was about the medical improvement. So what they found in a month, never seen before, this protocol through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis was assisting the body in removing the chemicals that we're all storing in our body, in our fat cells. That's why you all complain about how much weight you've gained. It's how much fat you have as well. Now, you're not adding fat cells. Your fat cells are housing the chemicals, and it causes the fat cell to expand, and then the fat cell also then stores water to dilute the acidity from the toxins. That's what they're called, toxins. Well, they prove this is pulling the toxins out of the body. Number 2, they proved for the first time ever, never ever seen before, this lowered inflammation by 25% in 30 days. Third, they've kept it off. She lost the weight 8 or 9 years ago. She's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. You notice weight loss is the last thing I'm talking about because we know that's going to happen. But imagine losing weight in a healthy way. By the way, she lost no water weight, and instead of losing any lean muscle, which is the case on all the diets you're on right now, she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise. And the researchers aren't against exercise, are we? But they eliminated exercise. Otherwise, you say, well, she lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No exercise. They even wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. This is going to change the world. This will make every diet obsolete. Totally obsolete. Good, Just. I'm glad you're staying with me. No, you have so much inflammation. Well, does it excite you that you could drop your inflammation by 25% in a month? This is food. But it's the food and these rare combinations of these. Some of these foods nutrients come from these blue zones in the world where people live to be 100 years old. You think they have inflammation? Isn't that cool? Just Sheila, isn't this cool? Are you excited about this? About the prospect, what it could potentially do for you? And look up there, right above her head in blue, the New Health Conversation. That's where you go to see the medical. Well, I'm going to show it to you right now. Here you go. All of you can go to Google and type in the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website. You'll see it come up in a moment, the link anyway. Watch. There's the link in Google. Click on the New Health Conversation. There's the website. There's nothing to buy on the website, and we won't contact you if you go there. The only thing there is a medical proof, including number 1, an exclusive podcast with the number 1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. He and his team created this. They have no products. You're buying nothing from them. They're scientists. You buy nothing from us. But you do get free coaching. But you get to decide if this is real. We don't have time to convince you. When you go there and see the medical proof, you either believe it or you don't. And if you don't, God love you, I wish you well. Let me know how it turns out. Because obviously in 4 years, if 86% of you are going to be overweight and obese, I don't think it's going to turn out too well. So just Shell, does that make sense? Good. So again, Shella, do you understand you see it there, the New Health Conversation? And I'm just curious, if you don't mind, are you looking to lose weight? How tall are you? How much weight do you want to lose? And for the new people coming on, if you missed my explanation of how they did this, it's not a diet, it's not about calorie counting, and they were not allowed to exercise. And she really lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in just 30 days. She lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. There are no products involved. This is food and a new way of consuming food. I'm checking it out. Okay, great. But you understand when you go there, Just Shell, we're not going to contact you. You have to contact us because we want to put you in control, which you should be anyway. We shouldn't have to convince people. The medical proof stands on its own and nobody else has it. Nobody else has it. Can anybody tell me, just Shell, are you aware of anybody you've seen that has peer-reviewed human trial medical studies that they're claiming on social media? I haven't. I've never had anybody on my podcast tell me. Okay, so how excited would you be at a minimum, okay? So just Sheila, let me be very conservative. Easily by mid-November, you'll be down at least 40 pounds. You might do it faster. Tell me how much that would excite you. And just Shell, let me tell you the other thing. You know what's so expensive about this? The new wardrobe you're going to have to buy. Do you know that most women on this, just Sheila, I think it's Sheila maybe, they lose a whole dress size in the first week. How much would that excite you? A whole dress size in a week with no exercise. Now, you certainly can exercise if you want to. That's also why you need a coach for them to advise you about how much exercise, with a frequency, and how intense. Sheila, okay, Sheila, I got it. So I was kind of right, Sheila. But Sheila, tell me, would this just blow, if you could lose 40 pounds by the middle of November or sooner, how much, just imagine, going into Thanksgiving, going into Christmas, going into the New Year, not having to go on a diet. You've already lost the weight, it's gone. See, that's what all these people that wait for their New Year's resolution. Why? Start your life tomorrow. Sheila, you're smiling, I can tell. But for the rest of you, who else is interested in this? I'm happy to explain it to all of you. It's not a diet. It's not about counting calories. No one was allowed to exercise. She lost 21 pounds in a month, but she's not. Look at Julie, everybody. 35 pounds in 37 days. You think that's photoshopped? It's not. And then my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. 60. Sheila, that's why I'd rather underpromise. You might lose the 40 pounds in 6-7 weeks. But I don't think you'd be unhappy if you're down 40 pounds by the middle of November from now. I mean, it's September 1st on Monday. I mean, really? And I need to get rid of the inflammation. Absolutely. Again. And please understand, not just you, Sheila, but everybody. This is sustainable. This picture, this is my friend's daughter. She lost the weight 8 or 9 years ago. She's kept it off for 8 or 9 years. Wow, we're at 3,000 likes. Come on, everybody. Let's get some tapping going there. So who else would like to ask me a question? I started out by showing all of you this. You can lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month. And look, she lost 20 pounds in a month, and Curtis, 40 pounds in a month. And then Andy, better, 45 pounds in a month. And then Michael, let's see, where is he? Christopher. He lost 43.7 pounds, but it's 29 days. As it turned out, in 30 days, he was down about 45 or 46 pounds. He actually lost more weight than anybody, but this is just happened to be 29 days. But look at his blood work, his triglycerides, from 169 to 58. Are you kidding me? In a month? And his bad cholesterol, 105 to 68. Blood pressure, 133 over 86, dropped to 126 under 73. This is a health system. It's not a diet. The weight loss is like, that's why we talk about the weight loss last. It's the medical results. It's how much energy, less stress, lowering inflammation, detoxing your body. That's the big one. Let me show you something. You all suffer from this medical syndrome called TDOS. I have it. You have it. Every person. T is for the toxins, chemicals we're storing in our fat cells, driven by the lack of nutrition in our food, overweight, and stress. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. Peter Greenlaw, who said, oh, that's me. I did discover it. And that TDOS leads to what? Inflammation. Sheila, that's it. That's why you're suffering inflammation. We have the proof. This removes toxins from the body. Is it any wonder that inflammation went down 25% in a month? No diet has ever produced anything like that. Diets are done. They're finished. They're over. They're dead. I mean, again, I just want to, here's a summary of diets. Calorie counting, everybody. The deadly delusion of calorie counting. Calorie counting is a dangerous fraud. The body, not my opinion, this is some researchers, the body completely ignores calories, which are merely a lab-invented unit of energy with no corresponding biological sensor or mechanism. Instead, the body craves essential air, water, and nutrition to function. where hunger acts as a signal for nutrient deficiencies, not calorie deficiencies, rendering calorie tracking not just ineffective, but a harmful distraction that perpetuates obesity cycles and dieting failures. They're telling you this is going to cause more obesity, being on a diet. 86% of you in 4 years will be overweight or obese. But what about all the medical costs? What about all the other things that are going to happen to you? Something I didn't even tell you about yet. The Center for Disease Control last year estimates 92.3% of you are metabolically unhealthy if you have 3 of 5 factors. If you're overweight, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, high triglycerides. 92% of you. Now, see, the thing you're fooling yourself, if you have high blood pressure and you're on a medication that's making your blood pressure normal, you still have high blood pressure. This protocol, all 5 of those factors came down dramatically in a month. Let me tell you how bad it's called metabolic syndrome or metabolic dysfunction. Of the $4.5 trillion we're spending on healthcare every year, that's what we're spending, $4.5 trillion with a T. 1.5 trillion now is metabolic syndrome, which is a 100% behavior condition, lifestyle condition. And can you imagine on this, all 5 of those came down in a month? This offers real hope for the people that are willing and able and motivated or curious enough to find out. Look, right above our head for the new people, visit the New Health Conversation. It's a free medical website for you all to go to, if that's what you want to do. So who else would like to ask me a question? Hello, Victor Matos. If I mispronounce it, it looks like Matos to me. Is that correct? Sure looks like that. So anyway, I'll just call you Victor if that's okay. We're friends now, I hope. But Victor or anybody else, are you curious? Now, Victor, look at this gentleman here. He's 65 years old. He lost 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. What do you think about that? Do you think it's fake? Did we Photoshop it? Is it hack? Is it unhealthy? It's not. And what you wouldn't know, because you just came on, this protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world now. Some of these studies started 13 years ago, and they're now just being published. Because a peer-reviewed human trial study, they cost a fortune, they take a really long time. And now we have the medical proof, finally, of this breakthrough, which is not a diet, it's not about counting calories, and he was not allowed to exercise. My God, look at his stomach on day 1, look at his stomach on day 30. That's with no exercise. This is not a diet. So, Victor, would you like to know how they did it? Put it in the chat if you would. I'm happy to go through it. It'll take me like 3 or 4 minutes to explain. It's not a diet. There's no calorie counting. There was no exercise allowed, and they're not against exercise. But the reason they eliminated exercise, otherwise you say, well, it was diet and exercise. That's why they lost weight. No, it wasn't. It had nothing to do with that. I mean, we got people on here like, wait till you see Janet. Where is she? She lost 100 pounds and has kept it off for 12 years. It's hard to believe it's the same person. She's got guns. Look at her. Kept it off for 12 years. This is not a diet. It's a lifestyle. It's a health system. Because the results that people are getting, if you look at Curtis, look at his blood work, his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides, 242 to 124 in a month, unheard of. Unheard of. And then Andy, his A1C, 7.9 to 6.2, bad cholesterol, 120 to 59. Oh, he lost 45 pounds at 60 inches a month. Of course, he's about half the age of the other gentleman that lost, 40 pounds in a month. I mean, it's just person after person after person. And then look at everyone, this wonderful lady, 200 pounds in a year. Where's the loose skin, everybody? Where's her loose skin? What do you think? Is it fake? Did we Photoshop it? Is it a different woman? Not because she shaved her head, but where's the loose skin, everybody? Assuming we're not lying to you or Photoshopped that or changed it, which we didn't. The reason we don't do that stuff, visit the New Health Conversation. It's a medical website with nothing on there to buy except the medical proof. Please, I'm urging all of you, go there, look at it. We won't even contact you. But if you like what you see, you get free coaching. We don't sell you anything. There's no products to buy here. This is food and a new way of eating. We all got coached. And we got lots of people now that they went through, had a great, and then their relative friend wanted to do it. And so we teach them how to coach people through it. But there's a lot of other nice steps that are involved, including you get a daily, this is called the Blueprint of Success, which is what the researchers use for the patients in the studies. And each one of the yellows are daily videos from the researchers themselves telling you it's safe and this is what you do. There's nothing on the planet like this. I mean, even at a minimum, the minimum is people lose a minimum of about 5 pounds a week. That's with no exercise. That's just normal. And sometimes, I'll show you one here that will stun all of you. This is a gentleman that weighed 350 pounds. This was 50 days, so that's 7 weeks and a day. Keep that in mind when I show you this. This is going to blow your mind. Now, he weighed 350 pounds. Wait till you see his results. Look at this, everybody. He lost 75 pounds and 64 inches in 50 days. 75 pounds. Now he still has a stomach, but look at how much his stomach went down in 7 weeks with no exercise. And then you see his blood pressure went from 149 over 81. It dropped to 103 over 64, which is incredible blood pressure. You think there's anything like this on the planet? What would it be? But the medical results are incredible. Let me read to you what they found. In the month, fat went down 11%, muscle mass increased 6 to 9%, blood sugar dropped 6.2%. The need for insulin came down 41% in a month, never seen before. Cholesterol down 15%, LDL down 13%, triglycerides dropped 24%, hunger down 41%. And the need for insulin came down 40% in a month, never seen before with the diabetics. They were so powerful, that the medical doctors monitoring their own patients that were doing through the studies, they had to cut their meds by 50% in a month. 50%. God forbid any of you are diabetics, but maybe no. Unicity is, there's not one shred of medical evidence. It's nothing more than a diet, and the most that they lose on unicity is about, again, around a pound a week. This blows unicity away. And the other thing, Victor, they have no peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, none. Unicity, at the end of the day, is just a low-calorie diet. That's really what it turns out to be. And this is in a different category. Oh, the other thing about this, Victor, so 30% of the food you'd buy from, I didn't explain to you what it was. Let me go real quick. 30% of the food you would consume, the researchers figured out, no calorie counting. They give you serving sizes of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. That's 30% of what you would buy. The other 70%, which Unicity can't touch anything like this, came from other researchers who've gone around the world to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition but smaller amounts of food. Now, to tell you what's so different, those researchers, in the first 30 days, let's say it didn't work for you, they'll give you all your money back. But you've got to understand, on Unicity, you're going to lose more weight in a week on this than a month or 6 weeks on something like Unicity, and this is sustainable. Plus, they don't have any medical proof. They didn't do blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, muscle composition. They didn't do any of that. All they reported was weight loss. It's not even in the same universe. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. And Victor, you can go check it out for free. The New Health Conference, I promise, if you go there, we're not going to contact you. Why should we need to do that? We're the only ones with real medical proof. They don't have any medical proof. I mean, this is going to change the world. I'm just curious, Victor, are you looking? Yeah, protein pacing is part of it. Yeah, absolutely, just Sheila. Yeah, Sheila. But Victor, I mean, are you looking to lose weight? You want to get in better shape? Are you looking to, I don't know what your goal would be. But if you don't mind telling me, I'll give you an honest answer about how quickly you can do it without exercise. And if you want to exercise, it'll be even better. But seriously, how much are you looking to lose if weight is part of your goal? But we got people who want to gain weight on this. We got all kinds of athletes. We had kids as young as 2 doing this. We have a lady 91 years old. We have people with no thyroids. A heart transplant guy, a kidney transplant. We have people with no gallbladders. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or making any medical proclamations whatsoever. So does that make sense, Victor? It's not a diet. It's nothing like a unicity. Nothing ever came, even the researchers who created this. They're rated the top weight loss nutrition researchers in the world. For 40 years, they did 100 studies, Victor, on every kind of diet out there. They never found one where people lost weight and kept it off in the long run, ever, until now. That picture's 8 or 9 years old. Victor, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I went from a 42 to a 34-inch waist in 14 days, 8 inches off my waist. I've kept it off now for 23 years. You trying to tell me anything like this on the planet doesn't exist? And I don't want to badmouth people, okay? I don't want to do that. But we just look at the medical results and what their lack thereof. This is not about the weight loss. Yeah, well, you'll learn all about that, Sheila, too. They'll explain that to you. It's not actually about the protein that you're craving. They'll explain all that to you. But Victor, does that make sense? Jasmine, my alt personality. They're gone. So Victor, I'm just curious. Does this make sense to you? Well, at a minimum, Victor, you can go to the website, see for yourself. We're not going to contact you. I'll show you the website right now for you, Victor, and everybody else. You simply go to Google, type in the New Health Conversation. It'll come to the link here in just a second. It's right there. Click on the New Health Conversation, and there's the medical website. Nothing on there to buy, Victor. There's no buy buttons. Number one is an exclusive podcast with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. He was the head scientist that headed up the team that created this. It's free we're not going to contact you if you go there. We don't have time to do it. We shouldn't have to be in a position to convince you of anything. But there's nothing like this on the planet. There's nothing even resembling this. And all the big studies say that the main thing that's happening, okay, here's a huge study right here. The title, The Science Behind Why Diets Don't Work. Our researchers have found, despite all the ads that say otherwise, it is very rare for people to lose weight and keep it off for good. Not only that, 2/3 of people who diet regain more weight than they originally lost on any diet. A review of more than 30 long-term studies showed that going on a diet actually causes weight gain. The more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. All the experts are saying that 2/3 of you are going to gain more weight than you lost, whether it's unicity or any diet that's out there on the planet. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. This is the first major breakthrough anyway. Oh, great, Sheila, great. I just think it's just, we've got to solve this crisis. 4 years is saying, Victor, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years. Johns Hopkins Medical School. I've got study after study just saying basically that dieting is finished. Let me do the shots. Everybody asked me about the shots. We're not against the shots, the GLP-1s, but we're scientists, so we always give you the medical proof. This was the New England Journal of Medicine. You all can look it up, including you, Victor. Once weekly semaglutide in adults that are overweight or obese. After 68 weeks, the study was 68 weeks long, a year and 4 months, right? The weight loss after 68 weeks was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost in the studies, 40% was lean muscle mass. And this is the New England Journal of Medicine telling you, they went on to say, this is clinically relevant reduction in body weight. Says who? They don't know about this. She lost 21 pounds in a month. And Vic, my God, he lost 40 pounds in a month. They're bragging about 32 pounds in 68 weeks. And we're not against the shots. They're helping diabetics and they're helping people morbidly obese. But compare that to this, and this has no side effects? Really? Our job is not to convince people. We don't have time to do that. We're not going to sell you. There's nothing to buy. You're going to get food and a new way of eating, and then no, it's crazy good. Crazy good. Well, that's one of the things that they promote, is that but you've got to understand that they do promote it actually, as they show the weight loss, right? But they have no medical, you've got to understand, they're not showing, first of all, it's not a detox. There's no way on earth. They're not bringing down inflammation. It's not the same thing, Victor. You can go to their website. There's no medical proof on there. There's no, the #1 nutrition weight loss physiologist in the world they have no products to sell. I'm not saying it's a bad product. It's not this. Nothing like, because this gives you the benefit of losing weight 12 times faster than any diet and all those medical benefits, including bringing down, but detox. The number one reason to do this, Victor, is detoxification. Now, maybe you don't think that's a real thing. Let me read to you from the top researchers in the world about these chemicals that we're storing in our body. The Endocrine Society, the largest organization of experts devoted to research on hormones and the clinical practice of endocrinology, reports the rise in the incidence of obesity matches the rise in the use and distribution of industrialized chemicals. They call these chemicals obesogens. Simply put, obesogens are chemicals that disrupt the function of our hormonal system, leading to weight gain and many a disease that curse the American populace. They enter our body from a variety of sources, from natural compounds in soy, artificial hormones fed to animals, plastics in food packaging, chemicals added to processed food, and pesticides sprayed in our produce. They act in a variety of ways, mimicking human hormones such as estrogen. You're listening, ladies, blocking the action of other hormones such as testosterone. Are you listening, men? And essentially reprogram us to gain weight. What is unicity doing about removing chemicals from the body? Zero. Nothing. The main reason to do this is detox. The other benefits are a result of that. Yeah, I get really emotional because we're in a crisis. And also, just so you know, all of you, including you, Victor, why am I so damn passionate? You see, my own mother was morbidly obese my whole life. I never knew her thin. I never knew her healthy, and I loved her. And 25 years ago, she called me up before I became a researcher. Said, you know, Peter, I have one really big wish in my life. I said, Mom, what's that? She said, I would give anything if I could spend one day thin. I said, wow, Mom, that's cool. Well, 6 months later, massive heart attack and stroke. My mom did every one of these damn diets that there was, from the South Beach diet to the grapefruit diet to the cabbage. I mean, you name it. She went to Weight Watchers for years, and she'd lose 4 ounces in a week and come home with a star. What a bunch of nonsense. So yeah, I hate diets. I'm very sorry that I'm so passionate about this, Victor, but I lived with it. Victor, the program is this. The researchers had done 100 studies over 40 years. They looked at every kind of diet you could ever imagine. They never found one where people lost weight and kept it off. And they decided when they were going to do this, they were going to do the most comprehensive study on weight loss and nutrition ever. And that's why they set it up with, they were going to measure blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, liver enzymes, muscle composition, body composition. But they said the key was they weren't going to allow any calorie counting. So they picked the foods that you would consume, Victor. You'd get a grocery list. But only whatever you spent last month on groceries, the most you'd spend to buy the foods they're recommending is only 30%. It's 30% of what you spend and only 30% of what you're going to eat. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. Not based on calorie counting, based on serving sizes. So protein, how many ounces? If it was vegetables, it's a third, a half a cup. It's all laid out. You don't have to figure out anything. It's all free. We give you the grocery list. You go to the grocery store. The other 70%, you can't buy at your grocery store. It comes from these other researchers, Victor, had gone around the world to Russia, Mongolia, to Tibet, South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller quantities of food, including from these blue zones. Some of the nutrients where people living to be 100 years old. I certainly want to put that in my body, right? So now they had the two groups of food. Then they created a new way of eating, Victor. This was very important. They got a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, called protein pacing. So 5 days a week, you'd have 4 meals a day. You'd start with these, what the researchers call the world's most perfect meal from a nutritional standpoint. They even said, unless you're on a prescription for iron deficiency or calcium deficiency, you need no more supplements. These foods blow away any supplement you could ever take. Lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a fourth meal after dinner, the world's most perfect meal. That's 5 days a week. That's called protein pacing. 2 days a week, you have no food from the grocery store at all. What you have on those days is only these exotic foods, which you eat 8 times a day, every hour and a half to 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. In a month's time, through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, they proved unequivocally this was helping remove chemicals, herbicides, and pesticides, and Scotchgard and Teflon from the body, that no unicity, no anybody's ever seen anything like this. This is a medically proven detox. It's published in the peer-reviewed human trial studies. So I'm not making claims so everybody understands, right? For the first time in history, they measured, they had done this before, but inflammation had never come down on any diet they ever looked at. It came down 25% in 30 days. People's hunger came down 40% in a month. The need for insulin among the diabetics came down 41% in a month. Hunger came down 40%. But blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, they all came down dramatically in 30 days, Victor. This is not a diet. It's a health system. It's a health new pathway for all of us. The main reason to do this is not to lose weight. Do you realize she lost 21 pounds, 38 inches, lost no water weight, and gained 6 to 9% muscle with no exercise? Victor, there's nothing like this on the planet. Victor, does that make sense? I'm giving you sort of an overall. Sheila, you think you drink a detox D. The problem with that is there's not one shred of evidence behind any of those things that claim they're a detox. You've got to do blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis in order to determine are you really detoxing your body. Not that what you're doing is bad. So, Victor, you put in what's the program twice. Hopefully, did that make sense? But Victor, you can also go to the New Health Conversation. There's a 20-minute explanation video about more specifically what they did on a daily basis and the food lists and all those kind of things. But that website's free to go to. We're not going to, if you go there, Victor, we're not going to contact you. There's nothing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof, if that makes sense to you. But Victor, acknowledge that that I did a good enough job of explaining to you what this is, because it's not a diet. Oh, and I didn't tell you the best part. How simple is maintenance? Every day I have the world's most perfect meal for breakfast. I just had lunch a little while ago. I'll have dinner tonight. And then every maybe couple months, I do another 48 hours of the 8 meals a day with only the exotic foods around the world to do what? To detoxify my body. That's it. And I've kept, Victor, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. All these people I'm showing you have all kept the weight off. Like my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. She's kept the weight off for 8 or 9 years. I showed you Janet here. She lost 100 pounds. 100 pounds. She's kept that off now for 12 months. 12 years. Sorry, not 12 months. 12 years. Look at that. Look at the change. But it's not just like short-lived, because it's maintained. You know what the program's called, Victor? R2M, Race to Maintenance. The only reason to do this, well, there's a lot of reasons to do it. The number one reason is actually to detox your body. So does that make sense, Victor? Does that make sense? I've read about the properties. No, apple cider vinegar doesn't, it's not a detox. No, don't hear that. Not that apple cider vinegar is bad, but it's not this, okay? Like I said, it's so advanced. No one's ever seen results like this, including the researchers. Hell, they've done 40 years of research, 100 studied thousands of people. They looked at every kind of thing you could imagine. And they invented this, but they were shocked at the results. They thought it might work. It was a theory. But it makes all the sense in the world, because the only thing your body cares about, it cares about air, water, and nutrition. It doesn't know anything. It can't count a calorie. It has no idea what a calorie is. Can any of you tell me what a calorie is? The medical definition. Well, in a year's time, I've had 12 people give me the definition. I didn't know what calories were 24 years ago, so don't feel bad. But see, we're all counting calories. Why? It's the complete definition of insanity. So for the new people coming on, would someone like to ask me a question about how they did this? Or not? Hello, Stella. Hello, user 410. Well, we got 3,800 likes. That's really good. Can we get some more taps on that screen? So again, Victor, does this make sense? Do you understand? I want to make sure. I don't want to leave you hanging if you have other questions or other comments or other input or other feedback. You understand this could be it was a life-changing decision for me, because the other part of my story, Victor, my cholesterol was 400, my triglycerides were 300, I was 40 pounds overweight. I had an 85% chance of a heart attack within 18 months. Yeah, talk about being scared. And this, in 7 weeks, my cholesterol went from 400 to 120. My triglycerides from 300 to 30. And I've kept that now for 23 years. Each year when I get my physical, my doctor goes, crazy. I just had a visit with my cardiologist this week. He said, hell, I don't even want to see you for 2 more years. Okay, I'll save some money. That's great. It's not a diet, everybody. This is a health system. It's a new way of life. Now, it's not, once you get to your goal, it's not really I still eat pizza and ribs. I'm going to watch my Colorado football team play tonight. I'm going to the bar with my buddies. We'll be having beers and whatever. I still live my life. This is so maintainable and it's so easy. Sunrise, you get it from the coaches. In other words, you go to the website, The New Health Conversation. If you like, only if you like what you see, then the coaches will get you. But it's not just the grocery list. They're going to show you how to buy the exotic foods from these other researchers. You're not buying anything from the coaches. And then they coach you for free because this isn't some silly recipe. This is how do you consume those foods, at what amounts, when, what's the timing. It's all laid out for you. The coaching's 100% free. Sunrise, 100% free. Does that make sense? So who else would like to ask me a question? That was a good one, Sunrise, by the way. I'm not trying to be evasive. That's just what it is. But and then Sunrise also, you get, this is what the medical researchers put together for their patients. Each one of these yellows here is a daily video from the researchers who created this, who have no products to sell. They don't have a company. They have no dog in this hunt. And why would they want to do that? Because they've spent 40 years of their lives and they're now credited with cracking the code on obesity and health. The main reason to do this is not to lose weight. That's a given. But look, good. I hope you will check it out, Sheila. I hope you will. So Sunrise, do you have any other questions for me? Did you hear me do the walkthrough of exactly what they did in order to achieve that? That's 5 pounds a week, Sunrise. And then Julie, even more, 35 pounds in 37 days. And then my friend's daughter, 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body. No loose skin. This is not a diet. The weight loss is like the booby prize for us. I mean, that's a given. We know. It's the medical results and the no loose skin and building lean muscle. You betcha, just Sheila, enjoy, okay? And I hope you will go there and I hope you'll get a coach. That's up to you. We will not, for any of you, including you, Sunrise, if you go to the website, we're not going to contact you. Because why would we need to? The medical proof is there for you to see. And you get a chance to see it for free and you're not harassed by us. We're not harassing you. Okay? Wow. I'm so happy you showed up on my For You page. Well, I'm happy for you, okay? It sounds like you have a lot of challenges that could be reversed. I mean, that's all I can tell you, right? Yeah, so Sunrise, I want to make sure you know, do you see there above her head, visit the New Health Conversation? That's the free medical website. Just want to make sure you can read it and you know that's where you go. I'll show you again. If you go to Google, just type in the New Health Conversation. You'll see it's going to take you to the link here in just a second. Just bear with me. This will only take a second or so. There's the New Health Conversation. Click on there, and there's the website. And there's nothing to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof, including number 1, Sunrise, is an interview with the number 1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. They invented this. Number 3 are the actual medical studies you can go and take a look at. We won't contact you, Sunrise, if you go there. Only way we'll contact you is if you contact us. You can scroll down and get a free coach, and the coaching is free the whole time. People ask me, how much is the free coaching? Free. How much is the free coaching? Free. How much is the free coaching? 0. Other people are trying to charge you for recipes. Then you get a coach? Really? Really? No, that's silly. It's not silly. I guess they have a great business. But that's not what we do. We're scientists. Oh, Sunrise. Good. Yes, yes. All right. Sunrise, if you don't mind, do you want to lose weight? And you don't have to share it with me, but if you did, like how tall, how much you weigh, I'll tell you how quickly you can lose it safely. But the key, Sunrise, you're going to keep it off for the rest of your life. The only reason to there's a lot of reasons to do it, but one of them is to maintain it. Sunrise, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what should excite all of you, let alone all the medical benefits. I mean, come on, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all came down dramatically just in a month. Look at this gentleman here. Look at that, Sunrise. 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. But look at his blood work. Lab work, A1C, 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides, 242. They dropped to 124 in 30 days. It was such a drop. He's a diabetic. His doctor had to cut his meds by 50% in 30 days. 50%. Because we're not replacement for drugs. We're not saying that. We're in conjunction with, not a substitute for. We're not against drugs. But if you needed less of the drug, wouldn't that be good? Okay, Sunrise. Well, I think I shared with you my cholesterol went from 400 to 120 in 7 weeks 23 years ago. It's still normal. 400 to 120. How's that sound to you, Sunrise? Yeah. But again, the main reason to do the Sunrise is to detoxify your body. We all storing chemicals inside our fat cells. Does that make sense, Sunrise? So who else would like to ask me a question? And we got 4,000 likes. That's really good. Yes, without any meds. No, no meds. No meds. Absolutely no meds. I mean, again, you don't even have to tell me, but how high is your cholesterol? Because I'll give you a realistic time frame. I mean, it's most of the time people are shocked at how quickly this works. But it's the body healing you, Sunrise. That's what you got to understand. It's your body healing you. It's just you cannot get this level of nutrition into your body and be absorbed. See, that's what people don't understand. There's a new condition now caused by our gut health being compromised. It's called malabsorption. So even if you're doing organic, whatever, the nutrients come in the body still has to, it's called assimilation or use the nutrients, right? Well, because of the compromises in our gut, that efficiency is way down. As a matter of fact, one of the studies that was published in Nature Communications, which if you go to the website, Sunrise, you can see it. The title of the study, Gut Microbiome Remodeling and Metabolic Profile Improves Drastically in Response to Protein Pacing and Intermittent Fasting. So this wasn't even about the weight loss in the study, it was about the improvement in gut health, which improved massively in the first 30 days. This is not a diet, Sunrise. This is not a diet for any of you. It's totally, totally different. So who else would like to ask me a question? Anybody? Again, for you people scrolling, you can lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month. It's not a diet. It's backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. Lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month. Now, you may think that's crazy, but we have the medical proof to back it up. And like I said, Sunrise, I've kept my cholesterol has been normal now for 23 years. So that's the other part that's so great. I'm not on any statins for cholesterol. I just had a checkup with my cardiologist this week. He said to me, I don't even want to see you for 2 more years. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm real good with that. So who else would like to ask me a question? Yeah, no, I figured that's what you meant. Yeah, exactly. With no meds, yeah. Now, if you were on meds, obviously you'd stay on them, but with your doctor's help, you probably could wean off. Are you on any meds for it right now? I just need to know, and how high is it actually? But again, that's also why you get a free coach, because they'll go over all that with you, right? I haven't done anything for you yet, Sunrise. 0. I'm encouraging you to go to that website, which you said you did see, yes and yes. You already told me that, the New Health Conversation. But let me ask you this. Can I ask you just be honest with me. Have you been on another podcast or a podcast at all where they actually showed you medical proof? Not just opinions, not just like a before and after picture. I'm just really curious. Guidance is what I'm looking for. Sunrise, you get a free coach. And they're gonna talk to you, they're gonna text you, they're gonna email you every day until you get to your goals. Because we need to teach you how to do this, especially when you got something, if you do have a cholesterol challenge. We're not fooling around here. We're doing, I mean, I think you can see that when we're talking about, you know, like my friend's daughter, I mean, you don't have anything like that to lose, of course, but 60 pounds. But look at even Andy. Look at his LDL. Look, went from 120 to 59 in 30 days. How's that? Let's see, I think Mike, let me see if Christopher. Yeah, look at his bad cholesterol. Look at that. Look at the triglycerides. There's your answer, Sunrise. Look, 169 to 58 in 30 days. LDL, 105 to 68 in 30 days, Sunrise. What do you think about that? Look at that. Oh, and by the way, he lost 40. By the way, that's only 29 days. We shortchanged him because he ended up losing 45 pounds the next day after 30 days. Beautiful. Yeah, you like that. So now are you excited to go to the website and see the free medical proof? Because it's all there. You got to understand these studies are there with the results. They're right there for you to see. We don't have to make up anything. We don't want it. We can't. We don't have enough time to convince you or sell you of anything. Why would we do that? Sounds like you're a smart person. I'm going now. Okay, good. And again, Sunrise, you understand we're not contacting you. You get that, right? You know, you told me yes. So don't think you're going there and then you're disappointed because we didn't call you. No. Only way we'll contact any of you is if you contact us. You can scroll down and get a free consultation with our coaches. Free. And they'll coach you the whole time for free. So there's no gimmicks here. There's no tricks. All right, would anybody else like to ask me a question? Any of the, oh, I thought we had a new person that was coming on. I mean, it's kind of sad that people are so skeptical they won't even stay on here for like 2 seconds. It's crazy. So I'm going to do one more thing. So imagine everybody losing 20 to 40 pounds in a month with no exercise, not a diet, no counting calories. And they gain look at his stomach on day 1, everybody. Look at his stomach on day 30. He's a 65-year-old man. Look at that with no exercise. You trying to tell me any diet any of you are familiar with? You ever seen anything like that? You can lose 20 to 40 pounds in a month. It's not a gimmick. There are people losing more than 40. I'll show you one right here. Andy, 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. 45 pounds in a month, everybody. What do you think about that, everybody? Oh, you're all gone. I guess I scared all of you off. Okay, well, there's somebody new. Tony, lifestyle coach, Nat, Intel, GB. You must be great. Lifestyle coach, TE, Natalie, GB. Is that Great Britain? Natalie, are you from Great Britain? We have a lot of people in the UK, and this is available in certain parts of the world. Fortunately, it's available all through the EU. It's not a diet. It's not about counting calories. Well, look at this. So that's 10 kilos or 21 pounds in 30 days with no exercise, and she lost no water and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. Now, just to let you know, you don't know me from Adam, but I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books. I did over 1,500 live lectures around the world, even in China. I didn't invent this. It has nothing to do with me. We're the researchers. We're bringing this. Hi, you're saying hi. Yep, UK, wonderful. If you don't, I'm just nosy. I'm sorry. But I'm a nice person. I love England. I love London. This was years ago. I went every month for 10 days for a year. Now you'll laugh when I tell you this. I got rained on once. So it's really overrated that it rains for you guys all the time. Now, maybe it was me. Maybe I was just causing a drought. I don't know. But the only thing I had to adjust to was your warm beer, you know? So are you anywhere near London? Oh, you have been on the website already. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So are you near London? Are you somewhere near London, or are you up north? Or I think I said before, I spent time up in the Barking, and I forget what that's called, the estuary or something up there. But I had the best time and made all kinds of friends. It's a wonderful country. So lifestyle coach Natalie, what questions would you like to ask me? And Natalie, you must have seen the peer-reviewed human trial medical studies that nobody else in the world has. So it says you're a lifestyle coach. So are you coaching health? Are you coaching weight loss, lifting weights, running, working out? What type of coaching do you do? I'm just really curious. You must be typing. Well, I'm really glad we're having this conversation. It's wonderful, right? But the thing I'm sure you understand is that this is the only protocol in the world with 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. There isn't another one. Nobody else has this. Yeah, but it's not intermittent fasting. It's intermittent nutritional fasting. It said intermittent fasting, I know in the studies, but it was nutritionally supported. And that's what really makes this so different than anything else. But again, if you looked at those medical studies, didn't you think they were unbelievably impressive? Not because I said so, because it's my car key. I was wondering what's in my pocket. It was my car key. So what questions do you have for me that I can answer? Because obviously, although no one got to exercise here because they wouldn't have to be diet and exercise, obviously people can exercise, but we want to teach them about if you're going to exercise, you're probably going to do way less than you were doing prior because you don't need to exercise as much to create these results. And did I show you the pictures? I'll do it for you. So here's a young man, 11 days. Where do you see this? Look at day 1, pretty good shape. But then day 5 is 4 days in. And then look at day 12, the morning of day 12. Look at that transformation in his body. In 11 days. And then I got another guy over here who he had a lot of weight to lose. He lost 50 pounds in 4 months. And that's a misnomer because he gained about 10 pounds of lean muscle. Look at that transformation. Is that just crazy? Looks like well, no, it doesn't look like a different person, but he does a different person from a physical standpoint of view. And you've got to understand they're all keeping it off. That's the point. It's not just like a flash in the pan, like they lose the weight and then they gain it all back. And I love this one. This woman, 100 kilos or 200 pounds in a year, and she's kept it off. And look, no loose skin of any kind. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Brian. You're talking about this gentleman here. Is that the one you're saying, Natalie? Is that the one? Or were you talking about this young man here? Which one were you pointing to? Because I get accused all the time, especially this picture, Natalie, that's Photoshopped. I had a trainer a couple weeks ago say, you changed the lighting. Both. Okay, so this one, Natalie, the reason I'm pretty confident we didn't Photoshop it, that's my youngest son. Natalie, that's my youngest son. You think I'm going to Photoshop my own son? Well, I guess I could be that sinister. Yeah, and he lives in Costa Rica. He surfs. He works out 7 days a week. But he was already in pretty good shape on day 1, and he didn't do it to lose weight. Of course, Natalie, look at the transformation. A mini me, I don't know about that. I don't quite look like that, although I did lose 8 inches off my waist in 14 days, 23 years ago, and I'm still in 34-inch jeans today. I live in Colorado. I don't know if you know where that is. Big mountains and cowboys and horses and all kinds of good stuff. So jeans are our normal, what we wear on a daily basis. I'm sure you do too. Yeah, soaring eagle. Too many gimmicks. Laugh. What do you mean too many gimmicks, soaring eagle? I don't quite understand what you're saying. When you talk about gimmicks, what I'm sorry. You're my best friend. Oh, wow. Okay. I went to school in Boulder. I was on the ski team. I tried out for the Olympics a long time ago. As a matter of fact, tonight my football team, our football, not your football, yeah, they have a big game tonight at 6 o'clock. It's now 2 in the afternoon in 4 hours. I just can't wait. I'm really, really excited. That is crazy. Have you been to Boulder? Have you been to the States, Natalie? I'm just really curious. But again, soaring eagle, I'm not sure what your comment about. No, you're not fasting. Where are you getting that information, soaring eagle? It's intermittent nutritional fasting. You're eating 8 times a day. So it's a misunderstanding. You don't understand it. It's intermittent nutritional fasting. It's not fasting. It's not time-restricted eating. It has nothing to do with that. But look at the results. It has nothing to... Wait a minute! Stop! The deadly delusion of calorie counting. Calorie counting is a dangerous fraud. The body completely ignores calories, which are merely a lab-invented unit of energy with no corresponding biological sensor or mechanism. Instead, the body craves essential air, water, and nutrition to function, where hunger acts as a signal for nutrient deficiencies, not calorie deficiencies, rendering calorie tracking not just ineffective, but a harmful distraction that perpetuates obesity cycles and dieting failures. Harvard Medical School, okay? Let's just go one more level in here. Stop counting calories. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not just antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, she said. It's time to concentrate on what's in the food, not how much food we're consuming. Another big title, Why You Shouldn't Count Calories. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. It's even worse. 2/3 of people who try to counter restrict calories gain back more weight than they lost. Here's Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our reviewers reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies show that 2/3 of dieters regain more weight than they lost on any calorie reduction diet. So no, it's not calorie counting. Calorie counting is dead. It's over. The human body has no idea what a calorie is. I get pretty animated about that because it's nuts. It's crazy. The human body can't count calories. So why would we be counting? Soaring eagle, you cannot lose weight fast if you... That's completely false. Look at, oh really? Look at Curtis. He dropped his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4 in 30 days. His triglycerides from 242 to 124. He was on medication. They had to cut his meds by 50% in 30 days. Tons of diabetics on this. Again, it's not a diet. You're trying to wrap your head around something you don't understand. Not because you're not smart, because it's not been explained to you yet. This is my MLM scheme called Unicity. It's crazy. They're claiming. Yeah, well, this is not Unicity. And what Unicity doesn't have, Soaring Eagle, I'm glad. Thanks for being honest. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Not Unicity. No other company has 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. So here's what they did. Yeah, but he's not. Look at this other one. Look at this A1C from 7.9 to 6.2. He lost 45 pounds. Soaring Eagle, look at that. 45 pounds and 60 inches in 30 days. And look at his bad cholesterol, 120 to 59. And then it's just, there's nothing like this. It's not a diet. Let me explain to you what they did, okay? Let's come back to your buddy here, Kurt. But again, you agree that drop in A1C is insane in 30 days. If you're a diabetic or seems like you know a lot about this, tell me, is that unbelievable? Is it? What do you mean, how can someone believe these reviews? What are you talking about? This is published in Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Nutrition, Nutrients, Nutrition Journal, Frontiers, and Nature Communications, the #1 medical journal in the world. What are you talking about? You can't, this is irrefutable medical proof. These same journals are what no drug ever gets approved without being published in a peer-reviewed human trial study. What are we talking about? Yeah, to be honest, it's unbelievable. Laugh at the guys you were showing. Yeah, I understand. Let's be friends, okay? Sorry, got to run, Peter. See you tomorrow. Okay, Lifestyle. Natalie, thank you very much. Yeah, Soaring, I know. But but look, wait a minute. How about Andy? How about 45 pounds in a month? Or Ken, who didn't have a lot. He lost 34 pounds in 29 days. Or Christopher, 43 pounds in 29 days. And to be honest, after 30 days, he was down 45 pounds in a month. You've got to understand, this is real. I understand your skepticism. So let me explain to you what they did. And then you can blow me up if you want, okay? Let's just stay on Curtis for a moment. Okay, so first of all, Soaring Eagle, who invented this? No, nothing. No, Yona, you're not even. I'm going to explain to you now what it is, okay, Yona? I think it's Yona. Is that your name? Joanna. If I mispronounce your name, I apologize right away. Tell me the cost. You're going to spend about what you did last month for groceries. Let me explain it to you first, okay? Don't get ahead of me. So what the researchers did, they had done 100 studies over 40 years, the ones who invented this. There are no products to buy, Soaring Eagle or Yona. Let's start with that. 30% of what you would buy or spent last month at the grocery store, you buy from your grocery store and you get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. No calorie counting. The researchers who created this created serving sizes for you, proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. Got it? But only 30% of what you're going to purchase in dollars that you spent last month, you buy from your grocery store. The other 70% you're going to spend covers these exotic foods that other researchers found from around the world, from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represent huge amounts of nutrition, but smaller quantities of food. You got it, everybody? Yona and also Soaring Eagle. Now watch. So what they then did, they put together a new way of eating. They got a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, a new way of eating called protein pacing. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, okay? 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic, he did too, these exotic foods from around the world. That was breakfast. No food from the grocery store. Lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic foods from around the world. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods from around the world, but this time he ate 8 times a day. He was eating every hour and a half. Now again, as a diabetic, you think, oh my God, he's going to have an insulin spike. There were no insulin spikes. This was so powerful. He was on metformin. At the end of the month, his doctor had to cut his meds by 50% in 30 days because he was so efficient. Because insulin, the need for insulin in his body, for all the diabetics they measured, went down 41% in 30 days. Talk about pre-diabetic. The need for insulin went down 41% in a month in his body. Are you kidding me? No one's ever, but that's the least of this. This was the most extensive medical research ever done on a diet, exercise, nutrition plan ever. So what did they do? They did blood, stool, urine, fat analysis, body composition, liver enzymes, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, A1C, you name it, right? The biggest thing about this, it'll shock all of you, it's not a diet. The biggest thing about this, it's a detox. And they proved it because they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving this is removing chemicals from the body. That's why his stomach went down so much in 30 days. He was not allowed to exercise. But you all have to understand, we're living in an unbelievably toxic world. We're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals, whether you know it or not. As they enter your body to protect you, takes the chemical and stuffs it inside your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is the fat around your organs. That's why you all complain, not just about how much weight you've gained, but how much fat you have in your body. Look at what happened to him. Look at what happened to Kristen. Look at her waist on day 1. Look at her waist on day 30. That's the detox. We have the medical proof through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. This is removing chemicals from the body. What's the second thing that it did? Never seen before. Inflammation came down 25% for all these people in a month. Unheard of, never seen before. Third, hunger came down 40%. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all came down drastically. You saw the A1C going down that much in 30 days, but everything changed. This is a health system. It's not a diet. It's a detox first and foremost. There's no other protocol. I mean, something like unicity is a joke. They don't have any medical proof like this. Nobody does. That's what makes it so impenetrable. It's called irrefutable medical proof, published in the 10 biggest medical journals in the world, that you all can, if you go to the website, The New Health Conversation, you're going to see, I'm going to show you right now what's there. There's nothing to buy. You go to The New Health Conversation, it'll take you to the link in Google to take you to the website. You're going to see it in just a second. Bear with me, everybody. Right there's the website. There's nothing to buy. The only thing on there is the medical proof, including number 1, an exclusive podcast with the number 1 ranked weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. They have no products. They have no company. They don't sell anything. And then the medical studies are right there. We're not hiding anything. You click, it takes you to the medical studies. Now, if you go to that website, Soaring Eagle or Yona, we're not going to contact you. We don't do that. We rely on the medical proof. If you like what you see, then you can scroll down. You get a free coach. How much is the coaching? Free. How much is the consultation? Free. And you can see right there, free coaching to ensure your success right above her head. This is for real, everybody. I don't have to hype it. We're the only ones with medical, irrefutable medical proof. Hell, she gained 6 to 9% lean muscle they all did, with no exercise allowed. They wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. My God, look at Julie here. Look at the body change on her. 35 pounds in 37 days. She shrank. That's not photoshopped. What about this lady here? 200 pounds in a year. 200. Where's the loose skin? It's the same woman. Now you can think if you think we photoshopped it, you're on the wrong podcast. Then go follow all these other influences. Can anybody show me an influencer you're following with one shred of medical evidence? Who the hell would it be? I can't find any. I hear them talking a lot. They show you before and afters and all this They don't have one shred of medical evidence. This is backed by 10 peer-reviewed. What do you mean I haven't? So I will try it. You want me as a case study? No, I don't want you to do anything. No. Just showing pictures of bait to get people laugh out loud. Let those people do video testimonials. Well, you have to come on my website. I've had them on. I've had people on. Look, here's the thing, Soaring. If you don't believe it, don't go to the website. Don't waste your time then. If you don't believe this is real, it's no hard feelings. Go do whatever the hell you want to do. But it's not this. I mean, I know my own self. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I kept it off for 23 years. And also, talk about people when they do work out. In 11 days, that transformation, that's a 43-year-old young man who lives in Costa Rica, works out 7 days a week. Look at day 1, look at day 5, look at day 12. It's not a weight loss program. Now, that one in particular, I kind of know that person. It's my youngest son. We don't have to play games. We're not photoshopping anything, okay? Nothing. I mean, if you go to my website, there's over 1,500 videos. There's like 10 or 12 or 20 testimonials videos if you want to see them, Soaring Eagle. It's up to you. Do whatever you want to do. I don't have the time. I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to sell you, nor are the coaches. But can you take a chance to say this isn't real? I mean, otherwise, and I don't know anything about you. Maybe you want to gain weight. We have kids as young as 2 doing this. We have a lady 91 years old. We have people with no thyroids. We've got her with a heart transplant, kidney transplant, people with no gallbladders. And we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, and preventing any medical diseases. But we are the only ones with medical proof. We're the only ones. I mean, it's just that simple. It's not arguable. It's irrefutable medical proof. We didn't edit the studies. We have nothing to do with that. Sounds like you're very knowledgeable, so you would know that. You don't have to pretend you don't know it. It's not about me. I don't want you to believe me. You don't know me, brother. I get it. But you got to understand, the medical, they have no personality. They don't have any, it's the medical science. It's the medical science. It has nothing to do with me. That's what's so cool about this. I don't have to convince people. I don't want people to listen to me or believe me. But do you believe the medical science? If you don't, I'm sad, because there's no drug you should ever take that we can't get one that didn't go through a peer-reviewed human trial study. And yet we're entrusting our weight and our health to people giving you opinions. Who else is showing you, again, Soaring you, who else is showing you medical proof? Who would it be? Tell me. I can't find anybody. Well, show me your reviews. What reviews? I just told you, they're on the site. What do you mean? I read to you. They're in the Obesity Journal. They're in Frontiers in Physiology. They're in Nutrients. They're in Nutrition Journal. They're in Nature Communications, the #1 medical journal in the world. It's on the website. Go, the studies are there. I understand you're skeptical. It's cool. I'm fine. Just as long as we keep it civil, I'm all good. I mean, I understand. Like I said, go to the website. They're there. You can go see them all. They're right there. What question do you want? What am I not answering? And see, when you get into that stuff, it's really ridiculous. You're just trying to, what are you trying to do? We have medical proof on the website in the biggest medical journals in the world. That's all I can tell you. You can go there or not go there, or you can do unicity or whatever you're going to do, but you don't have anything like this. Nobody does. I already told you you're going to spend about what you did last year. Were you listening to what I said? 30% of take your grocery bill from last month, take 30%, that's what you're going to buy from your grocery store. The other 70% pretty much pays for these other exotic foods from around the world. We don't sell you. We have nothing to sell. We don't have a company. We're scientists. We're researchers. I mean, I've written 4 best-selling books, some of the top medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on public broadcasting. I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America. I did 1,500 lectures around the world in hospitals, universities, towns. Hell, they even flew me to China. I was the keynote at Autism One in Chicago, the biggest autism conference in the world. I think I got some credibility. I'm not just some guy. I spent 23 years of my life as a serious nutritional researcher working with some of the top oncologists, molecular biologists, geneticists. One of my colleagues is the geneticist who discovered the gene that causes aging. Yeah, I know some pretty incredible people. I understand you're skeptical, and that's fine. No, way less than $500 a month. Way less. No, not even close. Because we also have kids, 2 years old that are spending maybe $3 or $4 a meal for the kids. No, so it's not $500 a month. That's not even close. Soaring. That's why you're here in Runyon. What's Runyon? I don't even know what Runyon is. TikTok. What's Runyon? Tell me, TikTok. I don't know, Soaring Eagle. I really don't know. So who else would like to ask me a question? The main thing is you all have an opportunity to go to the website and see the medical proof or not. Don't go there. It's fine. Nobody else. But again, Soaring Eagle, who else is showing you medical proof? Who is it? Who is it? Can you tell me somebody on any social media platform? Because I haven't seen it. So again, what's Runyon? I don't know. I don't know how to answer something. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, I don't. So who else would like to ask me a question about how she did this? And she lost no water weight and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. And the main thing this is a detox. It's not a diet. It's not about counting calories, period. It's based on food. There are no products to buy. No lotions, potions, pills, elixirs, etc. So I'm just really curious, what is Runyon? I have no idea. So that's why you're here in Runyon, whatever Runyon is. I don't know what Runyon is. All I know, when you appear on PBS 20 different times, you pretty much are vetted to make sure that you're legitimate. So that's all I can tell you. I can only go on what I've already accomplished. I'm very proud of my record. I'm very proud of the tens of thousands of people that I've helped. I've lectured in front of over 500,000 people in 23 years. I'd say that's a pretty good accomplishment, right? So you're saying Runyon is TikTok? I don't know what that, I don't understand the connection. Maybe I'm missing something here. Parsons joined. So there's a lot of new people that are joining. Would any of you like to know how she did this? Or more importantly, how about this? How about losing 20 to 40 pounds in a month with no exercise and losing no water weight and gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle? And it's not a diet, and no one was allowed to exercise. Nobody was allowed to exercise. How cool is that? So, it's a typo, okay. Well, you understand why I was confused. I'm trying to go, what? I don't know if you're just messing with me or Runyon is something I should know what it is. I have no idea what Runyon is. So, would anybody else like to ask me a question? Are you interested in finding out how to lose 20 to 40 pounds a month safely without any loss of water and gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise? And that guy's 65 years old. He lost 40 pounds in a month. Here's the rest of his story. Look at 40 pounds, 52 inches in 30 days, but look at his blood work. Look at his lab work. His A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124 in 30 days. And he's kept the weight off now for 8 or 9 years. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So who else would like to ask me a question? Wow, I've been almost 2 hours. I need to rest my voice or I won't be talking. So it's now 4:20 on the East Coast. Give me about an hour. I'll do another one in about an hour or less time, perhaps. But for anybody else, if you do have a question, I'm more than happy to stay as best I can with my voice. So anyway, Soaring Needle, I hope you will at least go to the website and check it out, see what you think. You want to see the medical studies, there they are. Or not. It's up to you. Seems like you're a nice person, and we've had a civil conversation. I always appreciate that. But my goal is to change the world. My goal is to help as many. That's why we started this movement, the New Health Conversation. Like I said, I've done over 1,500 live lectures around the world, even in China, and spoken in front of over 500,000 people. So I'd like to think I'm making an impact. But there's so many more people, with 2.5 billion people overweight worldwide, and 1 billion of those clinically obese. I'd say we got a big challenge on our hands. And none of these diets work. So would anybody else like to ask me a question? No? Joanna, you understand what it is? Lori Davis, do you understand? You can go to, see right above her head, visit the New Health Conversation. Pretty much everything you need to know is right there. And if you like what you see, we won't contact you if you go there. But if you scroll down, you can get a free coach. Okay? All right, everybody, I'm going to end this podcast. It's now 4:23 on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time, and I'll probably do another one in about an hour, so let's say around 5:30. Oh, Lori, the website, see it right there, visit the New Health Conversation. Can you see that? Give me a yes, Lori, if you can see that. Right above her head in blue, the New Health Conversation. Do you see it, Lori? Yes, and so Lori, what you do, just go to Google and type in, I'll show you the website right now, just to show you there's no tricks or gimmicks. There's nothing to buy on the website. The New Health Conversation, it'll bring you to the Google link. Click on that. There's the website. There's nothing to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof, including number one, an exclusive podcast with the number one weight loss nutrition researcher in the world. There's no products to buy, by the way, just so you know, Lori. There's no products. This is food and a completely new way of eating that you'll learn if you go to the website. And if you go there and you like what you see, we won't contact you, Lori, but you can scroll down and get a free coach. Make sense? And you're buying food, you're not, and a new way of eating that was invented by these top researchers. Okay? Well, no, thank you, Lori. I'm glad I didn't sign off before you had a chance to figure out what's going on. Got it? So you're clear, Lori? And if you go there, we won't contact you. So don't think you're going to go there and you're going to get a phone call from us. We don't need to do that. We rely on the medical proof. We're the only ones with real medical proof. I don't know. I don't know, Soaring Eagle, if I have any YouTube. I mean, all I can tell you is on TikTok, I've got over 1,200 videos. Why would that mean? Oh, there's tons. Look. Yeah, there's before and afters. There's interviews with a bunch of the people that have done it, and I was just showing you, for example, I did one the other day with her. She lost 100 pounds and she's kept it off for 12 years. I mean, she was one, I did it, 2 days ago or something like that. I think it's posted on YouTube, but there's a bunch of them on YouTube. If you scroll through, I've got a few hundred of these podcasts on YouTube, so you probably you get a pretty good feel for it there. Does that make sense? Yeah, well, they're talking about their results, obviously, that's for sure. All right? I got it, Soaring Eagle. Let's not go and look and see. It's the New Health, at YouTube, it's the New Health Conversation, okay? That's my brand for you and for everybody, all right? So I'm going to run because I'm losing my voice, and that's a bad thing for me to do, okay? Thanks for being on, Soaring Eagle, and thanks for having a civil conversation. I like having that. Doesn't mean we could disagree, that's fine. But as long as we have a civil conversation, then we're making progress. At least I think so anyway. Got it? So go to the New Health Conversation at YouTube and look at some of the before and after interviews, okay? All right, everybody, I got to run. Bye-bye.